Okay, so I've been singing Cruella DeVille throughout all these 101 Dalmatians reviews. I think you need to do one, please.
Can you want me to do
Yes,
it?
can you sing this
give me
time?
time to prepare.
Go ahead.
Okay. Cruella DeVille, Cruella DeVille. If she doesn't... No, that's off key. I need to start over. Okay.
Cruella DeVille.
Yeah, no, it's starting too high. Okay.
Cruella
I'm sick of
DeVille.
myself. Oh, no. Okay. Cruella DeVille, Cruella DeVille. If she doesn't scare... No, it's still bad. You got it.
No, you got it. You had it. No.
No, I don't like it. You can do it.
Fine. Cruella DeVille, Cruella DeVille. If she doesn't scare you, no evil thing will. This is to take a shot and chill. Watch out for Cruella DeVille. I'm tired of singing this song. But anyway, hi, Disney fans. What's going
up,
on?
Disney fans? How's it hanging?
Yeah. Welcome to another edition of the DISNEYCAST, where we talk about everything Disney. And I am joined with my co-host and my girlfriend, aka the Jasper to my Horace.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'll do
flex,
that.
but okay.
Weird flex. Yeah, so is this movie.
This movie is a weird flex. Let's talk about it. First off, I would like to...
Hold on. Chill. Hold on.
Chill. Okay.
We gotta take our time with this one.
We gotta take our time. I was just gonna apologize to Kree and Evan.
Oh, yes.
For how we feel about this movie, because we don't like it as much as they do. We're just gonna get that off right off the bat.
Yes.
Cruella is now free on Disney Plus, and we just got around to watching it.
Yes.
You know.
For those of you who are new, we did talk about the previous 101 Dalmatians movies. We talked about the original animated one from the 1961. We talked about the straight-to-DVD sequel, Patches London Dalmatians 2, Patches London Adventure. And then we talked about the two live-action 101 Dalmatians movies with Glenn Close. So if you guys haven't checked those out, leave a link in the description below. To the playlist that'll show you all the Disney reviews we've done so far. I'll probably leave links to all the specific reviews of the 101 Dalmatians ones in the description as well. Yeah. But we are finally talking about Cruella. It came out in May 28th. So
but now it's free because we didn't want to pay $30 for it.
Right. And we missed it in theaters, so you have to wait a little bit. But yeah, as Shay said before, we have a couple of friends. You've seen them on the channel if you're a regular Evan and Cree. They saw this in the theater, and they enjoyed it quite a bit. And also, not only them, this movie's been getting a lot of praise. You know,
I've been seeing a lot of hype about it online. Everyone's like, "Oh, it's so cool! It's so good!
It's one of the better live action.
Emma Stone, she's so good in it."
Yes.
And I'm like,
one of the better live action remakes or reimaginings, right? Which that's not really that hard to do. The bar is set.
The bar is pretty low.
You'll
trip over it.
Right. And after us watching all the 101 Dalmatians movies, and there's only been like one legit good one.
Yeah.
You know, our expectations are pretty low at this point, and also considering the fact that, you know, live action remakes.
Yeah.
Oh goodness, like I'm feeling burned out by most of them. There's a couple of them that are diamonds in the rough, but for the most part, Disney.
Is that on purpose because people like the Aladdin one.
Diamond in the rough. Yeah. We'll get to the Aladdin franchise at some point. I have a lot to say about that, but yeah, so. People have been saying it's a good movie. I wanted to go in this, you know, I wanted to like it. And people were saying it's good,
they're
so...
don't see it as,
it's
see it
a
as
prequel
its own thing.
to...
Don't think of it as a prequel to the Dalmatians franchise, which I don't even see how it could be with the way they set it up.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, that's fine. I would treat it as a reimagining, like, it's like Maleficent, even though I didn't like the first Maleficent, but it's like they tried to reimagine her...
The character.
To be an anti-hero.
Them more, well, just less villainous, I guess.
Less villainous.
Have her have actual motives.
Yeah, kind of an anti-hero.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking forward to seeing how Emma Stone would be in this movie. I am a fan of hers.
Yeah, I like Emma Stone.
She looks like Cruella. She
Yeah,
has the
like,
bone
spot
structure
on.
and the eyes.
The costuming and like how they had her done up was very good.
Yes,
that was on point.
Right.
So there's a plus.
And then excited to see what Emma Thompson's going to do in this movie, and Mark Strong. I don't know how they got him in this film. So yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff in here. They have a really good cast. But yeah, so let's actually get into this.
The plot. Let's get into the plot.
Yeah. Before we do, why would you sum up in a few sentences or less? Right, we just got finished watching it, like literally 5 minutes before we started this. I'm still trying to gather my thoughts. So if you can tell
the credits are rolling. I'm just
yes.
That was weird. That was a little weird, I think.
Yeah.
That's really how they wanted to do that, huh?
Yeah.
That's kind of how I feel about it. A lot of the choices they made, I'm just like, okay, I mean, sure.
Yeah.
Is that about some of how you feel?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot I like about it.
I like the Chihuahua, but that Chihuahua they have, Wink, is way smarter than any Chihuahuas I know, and I have 2 Chihuahuas.
Yeah, all the dogs are smart in this movie.
Too smart. And, like, there's a lot of points where they look obviously CGI.
I will say the CGI, it stood out to you, but, like, I mean, I noticed they weren't real dogs, but for the most part...
some of the points where they were running with them, too, or, like, the expressions the dogs were making, just, like, okay.
I mean, for the most part, you know, it didn't take me completely out, but I did notice, it's a little bit uncanny valley. I could tell that's not a real dog. It's like the Lady and the Tramp live action movie on Disney Plus, where it's like they didn't look 100% convincing, but they weren't like, it wasn't bad CGI.
Yeah, it wasn't like a hand puppet.
It wasn't a hand puppet. Exactly. Oh gosh. But yeah, I mean, it's like there's a lot of things that I like about this movie. I do like the cast a lot, and I like the look of this movie. I like the
all the
tone,
theatrical,
the
costumes
feel.
are all very good.
Yeah, the performances are good. It's just
the plot.
The plot is just it's so it's so weird. Like,
it's very weird. Where do we begin? At the beginning?
Yeah, I guess that's the only place we can start.
So
we start off with Cruella. Oh wait, before she was Cruella, her name was Estella. Okay. I'm gonna keep doing this. In the Glenn Close movies, it's called me Ella.
Yeah,
it's Estella.
Grandiose and fancy.
So we start off with Estella as a kid, and right off the gate, I'm just like, oh, okay, we're doing this because when she's born,
her hair is split 2 different
black
colors.
and white.
It's just like that when she's born.
She's born. They don't explain why.
And then they have like this lady come up to her when she's in her little buggy and like, oh, that's unfortunate. About a baby. Okay.
Like,
go off, old lady.
Yeah, everyone's just like horrified by her hair. I'm just like, okay. I mean, it is off-putting, and they don't explain
they call
why.
Her a skunk when she goes to school. That's rude.
Dang.
Kids are mean.
Sure are. But yeah, it's like, I know this is Disney, and whimsical stuff happens, and I'm able to go with it to a certain extent. But, like, it's the fact that they don't... I mean, it's the fact they're acknowledging that she has the split hair, and it's weird. So, you need to... Can you explain why she has that?
Nope.
No?
Nope, we're not doing explanations in this one.
Like, is that a genetic thing? Well, apparently not, because... Well, we'll get to the stuff later. Spoilers, by the way.
This is a spoiler
discussion, because we need to talk about these details, man. And the movie's been out for a while, so it's like, if you haven't seen
it's free on Disney Plus now.
Go watch it.
If you don't have Disney Plus, one of your friends probably does, and you can find it.
Right. So, yeah, we'll get to that stuff later. But yeah, so she's growing up. She goes to like a...
She's going to a private school.
Private school.
Is determined not to fit in at her private school when she shows up immediately in a jacket that's not part of the uniform.
Yeah, so they establish off the gate that, you know, she loves fashion and she's edgy.
She doesn't want to do patterns. She's sewing clothes for her dolls.
Yes, I must be unique and different and stuff like that.
They kind of like put a little thing in with her mom, like about, she's like, oh, you're Estella, not Cruella, when she said something mean to her. Just like put that in there right off the bat.
Okay, so so they're explaining where the Cruella thing come from. So her mother.
It's like, oh, be sweet Estella, not Cruella.
Cruella. I'm like, okay.
Okay, fine, sure.
Alter ego in this movie, which that's fine. That's all right. I kind of figured they would do something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she's growing up in the boarding school, and while she gets
in trouble like all the time.
All the time.
No one else does. All the people tormenting her and throwing her into the dumpster where she finds a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't get in trouble, but she gets in trouble like every day.
Yeah.
Like every day.
This is great. And so that's where she gets. Well, the principal is trying to expel her, but they're like, "No, I'm taking her out of this place."
I was like, "Nah, I'm withdrawing her. I said I withdrew her before you said she was expelled, so it can't go on a record." Ha ha ha.
So then it leads to her mother going to a mansion, talking to, the
butler.
The butler. Yeah. What was she talking about? What was she trying to do?
Get help from a friend so that they could start their life in London.
Yes.
She tells Estella to stay in the car, which of course she can't do.
Yes, within 5 seconds. She's
like, I'll be good, Mom. I'll stay here with me and my dog. And she's like, ooh, a cute dress someone's wearing. I have to go look at it because I'm going to be a fashion designer.
Yeah.
And so she sneaks into the party.
Yeah. And then her mother talks to, I guess, who's the main antagonist of the Baroness.
Well, we don't know it yet.
Yes, don't know yet.
We don't know yet. It's just a lady at a fancy party where everyone is dressed like it's the French Revolution.
Uh-huh. I'm sure Paramount...
Or pre-French Revolution, before, everyone got guillotined.
Mm-hmm. The Baroness, that name. Yeah. I'm sure Paramount's trying to sue Disney for that name because of G.I. Joe, but, but that's her... That's what they call her in the movie.
She's a fashion designer.
Yeah. So, that's a really, over the top name, that's a villain name. Yeah, no normal name.
Her to just be the villain right away.
Right. I will say up front, Emma Thompson as the Baroness,
really good.
Really, really good.
Emma Thompson, really good.
Yes.
We like her, and I think everything I've seen her in.
Yeah, I don't think I ever disliked her in anything.
I've never been like, oh, that character wasn't great that she played. No. Yeah. They're all good.
All great. And this, she's just chewing up scenery without being over the top, her delivery wise, the dialogue they give her is a bit over the top, mustache twirling, but she pulls it off so cool. Right, she pulls it off so cool though, she's so nonchalant about everything, and she's just savagely throwing shots at people. Right, I'm like, oh, it's so great. I liked her a lot. But anyway, Estella's mother is talking to Baroness
on a cliffside
behind her mansion.
Estella, she's caused a ruckus at the fashion show, and now she's being chased outside by 3 Dalmatians. Yep. But then, oh no!
They chase her outside, and then it leads the Dalmatians to push her mother off the cliff.
Oh no!
What? Okay, so at that point we were thinking, so this is the motivation of why she hates Dalmatians. This is why she hates
Dalmatians. Right? They killed her mother, and I heard about this before, we watched the movie.
Yeah, I heard about it too.
My sister told me this. I thought it was a joke.
Yeah, Cree told me that too.
When my sister told me.
Yeah.
She's like, she hates Dalmatians because they killed her mother. I'm like, is that really the motivation they're gonna go with?
Yeah, is that really what they're doing here? Once again, it's some Batman.
I thought my sister was fucking with me when she said that. No, she wasn't.
It actually happens.
Dalmatians knock her mom off a cliff. Okay.
Wow. All right. And so, I guess that.
So she runs away because she thinks she's killed her mother.
Yeah. So she ends up just being a street kid, and then that's where she finds a young Jasper and Horace as kids.
She's sleeping on a fountain, and they're stealing from people in the park in the fountain.
Yeah, so the fountain, I guess, is where
friendship is born.
Yeah. So the fountain is where Estella goes to like talk to her past mother. That's
Yeah, because their plan was to like go there and like figure out their life once they got to London. But mother doesn't make it to London. Oh.
But anyway, so yeah, Jasper, Horace, and Estella grow up together as street kids, and they become pickpocketers and thieves.
They live in like a warehouse that has powers somehow, even though it's abandoned. And then they just cut to like 10 years later.
Yep, and they become thieves.
They're all thieves and pickpockets, and she gets to design their disguises.
Yeah, which I thought that was
kind
of clever.
Break into hotels and stuff and steal jewelry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of clever how they did that. Giving a Cruella to be able to like flex her skills in that type of way. So I thought that was pretty nice. It is off-putting to see Jasper, Horace, and Cruella grow up together because coming off of the original movies, you know,
they were just like her goons and the original
and henchmen.
One.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
it's like no, they're family.
Yeah, Horace and family.
They're street kids. They grew up together.
Yeah. I'm like, okay.
And then she just starts treating them like shit.
Right, hold on. We'll get to that later.
When she becomes Cruella.
Yeah. I recognize the actor who played Horace. I forget his name. Let me look it up. He was in Cobra Kai, which I really like Cobra Kai. He's actually pretty funny in that. Paul Walter Hauser. So I thought he was...
And who is Jasper?
Jasper is Joel Fry.
Okay.
His face looks familiar.
Yeah, his face does look...
Yeah,
but I can't figure out what else he's in.
Right. But yeah, I thought they both were really good as Jasper and Horace.
I like their dynamic.
Yeah. So yeah, they're growing up together, and then Estella is still trying to pursue her dream of becoming a fashion. Yeah, being in fashion, and then Jasper and Horace kind of figured out a way to get her.
On the ground floor.
Yeah, an internship, which they think is an internship.
I think it's an internship, but she ends up like scrubbing the floors in this.
Yeah.
Like, what do they call it? It's just, like a fashion boutique.
Boutique or something.
I guess it's like enormous.
Right. So yeah, that sucks.
She's like, hey, let me go in alterations, and her manager's like, no, fuck you. And like, scrub the floor. He's like, hey, let me tell you something about the window. He's like, no, fuck you. Scrub the floor. You have a banana on your face.
Oh yeah, when she's taking out the trash and
she gets locked out. And
she gets locked out in one of the bags.
Rips, and then she gets a banana on her face, which you would definitely feel if you had a banana on your face.
Yeah, and then when her boss notices, she takes it off and eats it. I'm like, oh no!
Why?
Because it's Cruella and she's nasty.
She's unhinged.
She's unhinged. She's edgy.
She's a little mad.
Yeah. Alice in Wonderland.
Anyway.
But so that happens. So
then she gets drunk.
Yeah.
Drinking all the alcohol from her boss's office, and then wakes up in the window display that she has done.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, "You're so out of here. You're
so
out of here."
So now I'm not a drinker, so I don't know how it is buzzed or, under the influence. But would she be able to do this really nice craftsmanship with one of the mannequins? Like, it looked very perfect. I'm nitpicking. I am nitpicking the shit out of this.
Depends on how productive you can be when you're drunk. I did make a Barbie cake once when I was a little drunk.
Interesting. Yeah. That's a nitpick. This is not a criticism.
It was like a Barbie dress cake.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was for my friend's 21st birthday. We watched Barbie movies and got really drunk.
Interesting. So I guess you can be productive when drunk. But yeah, I know this is a nitpick. I know people would be like, "Oh, you complain about that? Come on, man, lighten up." I'm like, I'm just calling out the silly stuff. It doesn't.
Yeah, it's just like.
It's just.
We're going with it, but we're confused.
Right. That's pretty much how I feel.
Yeah. So anyway, after she does this whole window display that she's done in her drunken stupor, and she's getting kicked out by her boss. Who shows up but the Baroness? The Baroness.
And then she sees the
window display.
Yep. And then
her boss is like, "Oh, we've got rid of her.
Right.
She's out of here." And she's like, "I'm hiring you. Show up at 5 a.m. tomorrow. Don't be late."
Yes, she is impressed by her work.
Windows. She's like, "That's better than anything you've ever done here before." Also, you smell bad to the guy.
Dang.
Okay, dang.
Emma
Get
Thompson.
him.
Savage.
Get him.
Love it.
Okay.
So cool. So Estella ends up working for the Baroness and doing a bunch of different dresses and designs, and she ends up being the best out of everyone working there.
She kind of gets taken under the Baroness's wing a little bit.
Even though she doesn't like to give credit to anyone.
Yeah, it's just all her work, even though,
Yes.
everyone else is doing all the designs for her.
It's all because of me.
And her genius.
Sure.
Anyway.
Yeah.
As they're getting closer, Estella realizes... We didn't talk about the necklace, did we? Estella realizes that the Baroness is wearing a necklace that her mother had, that she had lost when she was running away after her mother got pushed off a cliff.
Right.
The Baroness is wearing it. Oh, shit.
So that's when she believes that the Baroness is the one that killed her mother. Which, wait, what?
Wait,
well,
what?
I mean...
And let me tell you, it gets weirder than that.
Yeah, it does get weirder than that. We're just questioning what's happening up until that point. So, even if that's the case, like, that she's wearing the necklace and stuff like that, I guess, would you put two and two together? Like, because it seemed
like oh, this got left at this big house party thing when my mom fell off a cliff. Now she's wearing it. And then she asks her about it. She's like, oh, it's a family heirloom.
Yeah, so...
Like, what?
Yeah, so she's lying about that.
She thought it was her family heirloom.
Yeah, so I guess it does make her...
she's not lying.
Yeah, that's true. Technically she's not. We'll get to that.
She's technically not.
So all that stuff is making her seem a bit sketch. So, yeah, Estella's putting two and two together that, oh, she's the responsible for her mother's death.
Yeah, and now she's like, I gotta steal back my necklace. So they make this elaborate plan.
Yeah. To
steal the necklace during a house party.
Yeah, and so that's where she hones in her alter ego of...
She's like, she'll notice if it's me that shows up to the party. Cruella has to show
Cruella
up.
must do it.
Ooh.
Yes, so up until that point, she dyes her hair red, because she's ashamed of her black and white hair. But she's using her black and white hair to infiltrate the fashion show and take the necklace from the Baroness. Yeah. And Jasper and Horace, I think, is creating diversions somewhere else.
Yeah, so Jasper is messing with the cameras, and Horace is sneaking in as an exterminator, and he's dressed as Chihuahua up as a rat.
Yeah.
To get in.
Which that's pretty crazy, man.
Sure.
I mean, granted, in the Glenn Close movies, we see the dogs doing traps and stuff.
That's true.
From Home Alone.
It's not the craziest thing.
Not the craziest thing. Fun fact about that: I didn't know that the same director did the 101 Dalmatians movies. So that makes a lot of sense. But yeah, so. Dogs doing smart things in this one, so I guess now the realm of possibility in this franchise.
Not as crazy as in the previous live action ones, so we'll let it slide.
We'll let it slide.
Yeah, so they try and break into her safe to get the necklace, but it turns out she's wearing the necklace.
And like she creates this whole like elaborate entrance with the white robe,
with the white cape, and then it burns up, and she's wearing this red dress, and it's a black and white party, so you can't wear any colors.
Ooh.
Also, Anita's there.
Oh yeah, that's one thing I guess we should mention real quick, that Anita and Roger are in this.
Yeah, barely.
Yeah, Roger is the lawyer of the Baroness, and Anita is a photographer.
Yeah. She's like a photographer, journalist. Yeah, and she's at the party taking pictures.
Yeah, and they switched the races for them. Anita's black in this, and Roger is he Indian?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Which, I mean, I don't have a problem with that. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's whatever. They're
barely in this movie, though.
That's the thing.
They don't even meet each other in this movie.
No.
Like, if you're going to put Roger and Anita, you should probably have them meeting each other.
But wait, but they
kind of set
things up at the end. Yeah.
I'm annoyed.
You're right. Like, they really didn't need to be here. They don't serve that much of a purpose.
Yeah, it's just like a nod to the animated ones without, like, actually doing that much. It's like, oh, hey, remember those animated ones we did that had these characters? Yeah. Well, they're in this one now, but barely.
Which goes into an issue I'll talk about later. But, so yeah, they're in this. Cool.
Whatever.
What did
Anita went to school with Estella.
Yes.
The boarding school that
so
she
that's a
got
nod to the
with
original
Drew kicked
movie.
out of.
Yeah. So that is a nod to the original movie because they used to be college mates in the original. So that's cool. So yeah, going back to Cruella confronting the Baroness. So Baroness is somewhat impressed with her entrance, even though she's breaking entry and causing a scene.
And trespassing, and she's gonna have her arrested.
Yep. So they do have a conversation going on while Jasper and Horace are trying to find a necklace.
Horace is getting arrested.
Yeah, Horace is getting arrested. Okay.
And Jasper's trying to remedy that, so he sneaks some rats in.
Yep. So I was like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah. So when she's about to be arrested, there's rats at the party, and she snatches the necklace.
Yep. And then
throws it to her dog.
Yeah. Okay. And then there's
earlier in the movie.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but it's it's a little dim-witted when she gets the necklace taken off. She's like, somebody stole my necklace, and the only person that's next to you is Cruella.
And you don't think she did it?
Right. Did you think someone else just...
someone else next to you.
Yeah. Someone stole it. I wonder who could it be.
I thought she was supposed to be really smart.
Yeah.
She's a genius. Anyway.
Yeah, so...
She throws it to the dog, and then the dog gets chased by the Dalmatians, one of whom swallows the necklace.
Yeah. So
and they
great.
escape the party.
Right. And so now they have to create a plan to capture the dog.
There was a thing about the dog whistle. That's when she realized she set the dogs on her mom to set her off the cliff.
Yeah, so that's what she finds out about that.
She's just she had the necklace and I want it back. Now it's she killed my mom and it wasn't my fault that my mom died.
Right. But isn't the whistle, wouldn't she be able to hear it? When she was a kid?
She did hear it when she was a kid, when she was laying down in the grass, but she didn't realize that she had blown it.
Okay.
She thought that she had gotten the dogs to run behind her, and then when they jumped over the wall or whatever, and then knocked her mom down. Okay. She didn't realize until that moment when she heard the whistle again, and she saw the Baroness blowing the whistle for the dogs, that it was her that did it.
Okay. So yes. That makes her more angry, and then...
She's like, wow, there's 5 stages of grief, but I'm adding a 6th. Revenge! Estella is the alter ego now. It's all Cruella all the time, except when she's at work as Estella, with a wig.
Yeah. I don't know if you're going through some, personality disorder or something.
It's like whiplash.
It's
whoa.
Yeah, it's like,
okay.
I know you're angry and you're driven by revenge at this point, but it's it wouldn't be enough for you to just literally just snap into a different person, different character. I don't know.
It seems like the jump was very quick, and then she just starts being a dick to her friends.
For no reason.
For no reason.
You should be mad at them. Be mad at the Baroness. Don't treat them like crap.
Yeah, now she's treating Horace and Jasper, her childhood street rat friends, like shit.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, alright. It's the Cruella persona taking over.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, let's go with it.
Sure, it's fine.
It's fine.
She steals the dogs.
Yeah, steals the dogs.
Just the 3 that the Baroness has, though, not 101.
Right. Oh, can't do that yet.
Can't do that. Just stealing the 3 and waiting for them to shit out the necklace.
Mm-hmm. And then they try to insert, kind of an homage to when Cruella says in the original, I don't know, poison them! Hit him in the back of the head, whatever. She says a similar thing. She doesn't say kill them or whatever.
Yeah. And then she's like, kidding! Haha!
It's like, oh, they look like nice coats.
Kidding!
Just don't. Don't do that.
No. Anyway.
You want to nod things to the original, but it doesn't feel right.
We're not really good with skinning dogs and turning them into coats, especially in a live action version.
Right. And it's don't imply
2021.
Right. Don't imply that she possibly could do that in this universe if you're trying to make her a likable character. But anyway.
But anyway, she keeps doing all these elaborate fashion schemes to upstage the Baroness, and the Baroness is getting very upset about it.
Which I'll say is one of my favorite parts of the movie.
Yeah, one part they dump her out the back of a garbage truck. She's wearing the dress, that's all the garbage, and then the garbage truck pulls away, and it's this really, really, really long train, and they're driving through the streets, and they're
Does the Cruella laugh, and then there's a part where Baroness is pulling up in the car, and Jasper and Horace ties the doors shut.
Yeah, they like strap it shut so she can't get out, and she stands on the top of the car and drapes her whole like cape around it.
Yeah, I thought that was
very
cool.
Fashion.
Yeah.
High fashion.
High fashion.
We didn't talk about her friend Art.
Yes. Another
a different boutique, a little one. It's like a second chance fashion or something, and it's all like designer, vintage.
Yeah.
He's there.
I thought he was cool.
Yeah, I liked him.
I didn't feel like there was enough of him.
There should have been more Art.
Yeah. And like he's just going along with everything. Like
sure, Cruella, we'll do that evil scheme.
Yeah.
I never think schemes are really that evil.
Right, and then when Cruella mentions that there's death involved, he's okay with that too, as long as it's not him.
She's like, not you, and he's like, oh, okay. It's fine then.
It's fine. Okay, great. But yeah, you gotta have Cruella work with another fashion designer in this movie, so it's cool.
They have this thing like leading up to the spring fashion show, and she's living her double life as Cruella, upstaging like at these public events, and then still working for the Baroness as Estella.
Right, I think because she's trying to like figure out
get the inside information and stuff. But, yeah. So she's making this dress. That's the centerpiece for the spring collection. Yeah. And then she stages that there was a break-in, and so they all get locked away in case Cruella's gonna try and copy. Yeah. And they get to the spring fashion show, and they try to open the safe they put these in, and then moths just fly out, because apparently she made the dress out of, like, little cocoons, where all the, like, they looked like they were, like
golden...
like little golden beads.
Yeah.
Turns out they were all cocoons the whole time? Where did she get them? Is my question.
How did you put them all together?
Well, we saw her sewing them, but like...
And then all the moths sprouted out at the same time like Batman.
Like, how would you know?
It's like Batman Begins with the bats swarming. All the moths swarm from the dress.
It was a cool cinematic moment.
Yeah.
But like, how would that actually work?
Disney magic.
Disney magic. The magic of moths.
Yes. So yeah, that was nuts.
Yeah.
So after that happens,
after the moths come out, everyone flees the Baroness's thing, and she has a stage set up outside where she is. And there's like a rock show. Fashion show.
Yeah.
That like Art has made all of the costumes for. That's what he's been working on in the background. And then Cruella comes out in this Dalmatian spotted coat that's not made out of Dalmatians, but everyone's like, oh, is it real?
And let me tell you, when that happened,
you weren't sure.
I wasn't sure.
It was real,
and I was getting really anxious.
I'm like, the dog.
Did she kill them off screen? And
make a coat.
Make a coat? If that happened, you pretty much negated everything you were trying to develop in this movie.
Yeah.
Like,
she didn't.
Thank God. Because, like, I would have gave this movie a god-awful after that.
Ooh, dog killer Cruella with her dog coat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank God. Cause
then I think she does, the Baroness does follow Jasper and Horace home, and so she has them tied up when Cruella gets home from her.
What a sigh of relief, because like if she actually killed those dogs off screen, this movie was getting
really
god awful.
It would be really, really dark. Okay, so the Baroness gets people to follow Horace and Jasper back to the warehouse. She has them tied up, and then she ties up Cruella and is gonna just burn her to death.
Yep. So she's a killer as well.
Okay.
Wow.
And the two dogs.
Oh yeah, the two
Wink
dogs.
And Buddy.
Yep.
Oh no.
And Jasper and Horace will get arrested.
And Jasper and Horace have been sent to jail.
Yep.
But who saves her from the flames?
Mark Strong.
It's the butler.
Yeah. So for a while I was wondering why was Mark Strong in this movie, because he's not doing anything. He could have got anybody to be the butler, but he actually plays a part at the time. So he does save Cruella's life.
And he finds the necklace in the fire.
Yes, and apparently he tells Cruella that the necklace holds a little key that opens up a little box.
That he has.
Yes.
Conveniently.
Conveniently, because not conveniently.
Well, He has this chest that we've never heard anything about until now.
Yes, because another twist is
There's
about...
another twist.
Yes.
You want to guess this twist? We'll give you 5 seconds to guess the twist. Except this is a spoiler discussion, so you've probably already seen the movie.
Yes. But go ahead. For people that don't care
seconds.
about spoilers, take a wild guess what the twist is.
The Baroness is her actual mother.
So in the box is the birth certificate of Estella.
Yeah.
And
who's the daughter of the Baroness.
Yes. So
and the Baroness is like, take care of it. And she means kill this baby to the butler. And he's like, I'm not going to kill a baby. And so he gives the baby to a maid. And then she leaves.
Yeah.
And that's her mom. Is
Yeah.
the maid. Okay.
The maid. Yeah. So that's pretty nuts.
Yeah. She's like, the Baroness is your mother.
Your mother.
And she's like, ah!
Just wow.
And then she has an existential crisis for a little bit. And then she's like, I was never sweet Estella.
I'm Cruella.
I'm like the Baroness, but better. A little mad. Ah!
It's a lot to take in.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
So we've gone from she hates Dalmatians because they killed her mother, to the Baroness killed her mother and now she needs revenge, to the Baroness is her mother. Okay.
Did that need to happen?
No.
I know you want to be you want to be unpredictable, which I commend them because these live action remakes have been very predictable. So it's like I
mean, when they did that though, I'm like, of course they did that. Of course they would do that. Was it unpredictable? I'm like, Disney would do this.
I didn't think they would do that. I didn't see that coming. I'm like, I thought.
I'm like, okay.
Like, I was
Disney.
willing to go with it, whatever. Like this, the mother, is their actual mother. I'm fine with that. The maid, I was going with it, even though it's weird. She has black and white hair, but it's like whatever. Disney, I'll go with it. It's kind of weird that the Dalmatians killed her mother, and that's the revenge plot. But it's like, okay, I'm gonna go with it. Whatever. You gotta make a motivation. But now you're like, well, I mean, it does make. I guess it does kind of make sense. You know, with their personalities, because they're so alike.
They are very alike, so, like, they've been setting that up, like,
yeah,
they mirror each other, but...
Yeah, it's just so over the top.
It's just so batshit.
So, yeah, that happens.
That happens.
So, what does she do now? Like,
So now, they're trying to expose the Baroness for the villain that she is.
Yeah, so,
Everyone thinks Cruella's dead at this point.
Oh, yeah,
They think she died in the fire.
Right. So they want to keep that secret alive.
They're keeping it...
But the Baroness
But
ends
she gets,
up
she drives a truck into the jail to get Jasper and Horace out, and then the dog brings them a lockpick set so that they can escape.
Yep. And then once again, there's no consequences for
Yeah,
that.
instead of like they never get arrested except that one time.
Yeah, this is starting to become a pattern.
Yeah, they never get caught except
They're
that
caught.
the time the Baroness made them get caught.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right.
Everyone's out now, and she doesn't go, I'm sorry I was such a dick to you, my childhood friend. She
Well,
goes,
she does that later
she
on.
does it later. The first thing she says is, the Baroness is my mother. And they're like, what?
And then they go back to Mark Strong's place, and then they talk it out.
Yeah.
And then she
and then
does.
they take over his whole apartment to do their
They get
scheming.
They get what's his name to help with the
Art.
Yeah, Art. Yeah, to help with their scheme or whatever. And they do end up taking over Mark's place.
So the thing they end up doing is they send a black and white wig to everyone who's going to the party so that they can sneak in. And so they keep tackling all these people that, like the security guards, keep tackling all the people who are coming to this party that Baroness is doing. Yeah. Because everyone has a black and white wig.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That was pretty clever. Okay. Yeah. And then Cruella's there.
Yeah. Duh.
Obviously.
They never really show when she got into the building, but because they're all on high alert for her. But she's just in there.
She just shows up.
She's just in it.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Okay. Cool.
So then.
Horace has a wig on.
Why?
And a dress.
Why?
And then he gets everyone locked into the library with a sword.
Yeah, all the security and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't need to have Jasper. I mean Horace. Didn't need Horace in a dress. Didn't need that. But okay.
Goes back to one of the animated.
Yeah, Patch's London Adventure.
Yeah.
When,
Are we calling back to Patch's London Adventure? Apparently. I guess.
Okay.
Well, I think it was Jasper in the dress in that
Yeah,
one.
Jasper
And it was Horace in this one.
Horace in this one. It's like, okay, we're doing this. There was a funny fight scene with one of the guards.
Yeah.
And then one of the dogs jump
Wink.
on him. Yeah, Wink jumps on him and stuff like that. So that was kind of funny. There was this funny thing with the taser.
Yeah.
One of the guards shows the Baroness the taser, and then
She
she
just
starts
tasing people. She's like, I could do this all day. What?
That's funny. The taser doesn't come into play at all, though.
No.
After that, so I don't.
It gets knocked out of the guard's hands by the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
And the guard gets knocked out.
Yep.
Then they get the dogs drag the Baroness outside because Cruella has stolen the dog whistle.
Yep.
And so she's standing at the cliffside, and so it like mirrors the earlier moment in the film when her mother was standing at the cliffside and the Baroness is talking to her.
And she's wearing her red wig.
Her red wig.
That's important.
As Estella.
Yep.
Not Cruella.
Not Cruella. Estella. And so Baroness and Estella are confronting each other off the cliff, very similar to the beginning of the movie.
And meanwhile, Jasper and Horace and Art are getting everyone to go outside.
Yep. And so that's when Estella confronts her about being her mother and stuff like that. And then the Baroness tries to...
Oh, I'm sorry I tried to kill you as an infant.
Yes, I want you to be by my
You are
side.
extraordinary.
Yeah.
I was just looking for someone like me all along. Can I give you a hug?
And then, of course, we were thinking, when she's going to reach for the hug, she's going to try and push her off the cliff.
Like, duh.
Like, pretty much. And that's exactly what happens. Pushes her off the cliff.
But the cops and everyone see. And she gets arrested.
Yep. And then, when she gets arrested, it's like, no, wait! Estella is Cruella! What are you talking about? And then, Estella comes back driving with her new DeVille car.
DeVille.
Because Horace found a car that just so happened to have a license plate that said DeVille on it. Damn. Devil's like, it's not Devil, it's DeVille. And then Cruella's like, ooh, that's a nice last name.
Good.
Yeah. So she gets her DeVille car. She pulls up in the DeVille car as Cruella. And so everyone's like, oh, wait.
Cruella's not dead. Dang.
Yeah. Estella and Cruella are two different people.
Oh, she inherited all the Baron's stuff.
Right. There's no way she could have survived that fall.
Estella is dead, and she signed over everything to Cruella.
Yeah.
Yay!
Oh,
but, she had a parachute.
She had a parachute with her skirt.
Her skirt was a parachute all along.
Yeah, that was pretty
and
cool.
And she jumped off the cliff.
Yeah, I like that.
And then landed very close to the boat, which would have been very hard to aim, I think. But whatever.
Disney.
It's Disney.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, that was cool.
Now she has a mansion.
Mm-hmm. Wait, oh, that's part of the fam stuff. Okay, yeah. So it's okay, that's cool. She got a new mansion. It looks very similar to, well, it's not abandoned, but it looks very similar to the mansion in the original movies if it wasn't abandoned.
Yeah.
So, okay, that's cool.
Yay.
And then
one of the 3 Dalmatians is pregnant.
Right. And they're named Perdita and...
No, the puppy's after. That's in the end credits.
Oh, that's the end credit scene.
It's the end credit scene. They have an end credit scene with Anita finding a box on her doorstep that has a puppy named Perdita in it from Cruella. And then Roger finds a puppy in a box on his doorstep named Pongo from Cruella.
Yeah.
And then he starts singing the Cruella DeVille song, which doesn't make sense.
Oh yeah, because they do establish that he's a musician, but we don't see him play
he's
until
a lawyer, but he likes
the
to play
mid-credit
the piano.
scene.
They do set that up.
Yeah.
But yeah, then he starts playing the Cruella DeVille song from the first movie.
Which, that doesn't work
she's not
in
really
this.
Evil in this one.
It doesn't work in this world because she's not
Like,
evil.
She does lots of illegal things, but she evil?
No, she's not evil. And first of all, he doesn't even know Cruella like that.
Yeah. It's really weird that he's saying that. But they set up Pongo and Perdita, so apparently that's how they're setting up the second one, whatever the heck they're going to do in the second one. We were trying to come up with what they might call the second one. And I'm like, what if they do something dumb? Like make the the L's in Cruella, the Roman numeral 2.
Cruella. Yeah,
Don't
because
you think Disney would?
Yeah, they probably would. They did greenlight a sequel to this,
Yeah,
so
they were trying to come.
happen.
Like, what is it even gonna be? Because
So,
they can't have her make a coat out of dogs.
That's the thing. So they probably will call it Cruella DeVille since she got the DeVille name at the end of the movie, so they'll just complete it. Cruella DeVille. I don't know.
Maybe it'll just be DeVille.
DeVille.
The two together. Cruella and DeVille.
That's stupid.
I know, just like the Cruella.
Cruella. Please don't do that, Disney. But
Disney, if you do that, you owe me lots of money. I came up with it first. I want you to know.
Yes, she deserves money.
I get royalties.
And royalties.
Disney.
Yes. But okay, so there's a lot to. Okay, there's a lot of questions. I'm trying to make my way through it.
It's just like.
It's just weird.
It's weird.
So
it's a weird movie.
Yeah. So why don't we just start with, what do you think about Emma Stone as Cruella?
I like Emma Stone. Like, I thought she embodied it pretty well. I just thought the plot was batshit. I thought she was a good Cruella. Yeah. I thought she had the look down, she had the mannerisms down, she had the, like, kind of just a bit off-kilter thing down when she was full Cruella.
Mm-hmm. How do you...
So, like, I liked her portrayal.
Yeah.
It's the plot.
Yeah. How do you feel she compares to Glenn Close?
I mean, I really like Glenn Close as Cruella. It was kind of hard to be like, I think it might have been better. If I say that, are people going to attack me in the comments?
I mean, I'm sure the die-hard Glenn Close fans.
Like, I really like Glenn Close versions. This one isn't quite as zany, I guess.
Yeah.
It's not as off the wall as Glenn Close's Cruella is, who's, like, really insane.
Yes.
Like, really unhinged. Like,
Yeah.
Emma Stone's Cruella isn't quite as unhinged.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty similar. I think she was really, really good as Cruella. And as you said, like, she looks like her. Her face, her bone structures, her eyes. Like, Lily, there are moments where she's in the Cruella outfit, she has the similar stuff that she would wear from the animated show. Like, Lily, there's shots where I'm like, that's Lily her.
Yeah.
Like, it's spooky how much she feels like Cruella. And I do think she got the mannerisms down. She got the accent down. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you
said,
said,
didn't have her just like smoking all the time in this.
That's the one thing. Can't do smoking. Disney do no smoking. I wonder why they didn't do that. I mean, I know
2021.
I guess, but it's like this is a period piece, or it's kind of is. So it's like people be smoking. You had a smoking caterpillar in Alice in Wonderland, so come on now. But yeah, it's like, yeah, I thought she was really great.
Yeah,
I would say
it was good. My problems with this movie are more about the plot than they are with any of the characters.
Yeah.
Or the portrayals of the characters.
Yeah. Though even like with the writing being really weird, I do feel like she's better written than Glenn Close, because I would say Glenn Close is just an over-the-top
and
wacky
especially
villain.
Since this one is like about her, about Cruella as a character, and isn't just like having her as the antagonist.
Right. What I like about the original Cruella from the animated movies, that she does have her over-the-top moments, but she does have moments where she's reserved, where she's playing an act, and that's how she's able to manipulate people. So,
and we see manipulation in this one for sure.
Yes. So I feel like she embodies the Cruella a little bit more than Glenn Close did, even though she's not a villain. That's the one thing.
She's not a villain.
That's the thing. That's what's so weird about it, because she's embodying all the most of the characteristics of Cruella.
But she's not evil.
She's not evil. So I'm like, I don't know how I'm supposed to feel about the story. Like, because it's weird. It's similar to how I felt about Maleficent, even though I think this is better than Maleficent. It's way better. But it's the fact that they're trying to make her such a sympathetic character and practically a hero towards the end. But her mannerisms, the way she looks, she's a villain. It screams she's a villain, but they're trying to make her a hero. And it's like,
they're like trying to make her appeal to people and not be just evil.
Right.
It's not evil.
Which I guess Disney's trying to do
redeemable.
Right. And like the ironic thing, like not every hero looks like the typical, typical way you think of heroes, I guess. Like even there's some heroes that are creepy and weird or whatever, which I guess I commend them for doing that because, you see Tim Burton movies because he likes to do weird characters. Edward Scissorhands, you look at him, he looks like a horror character, but he's one of the sweetest, sympathetic characters. So I think that's what they're trying to do with these villains, but they've
made her like not even a villain.
Yeah, it's just.
And they even say in the description, like, the origin story of Disney's most notorious villain. She's not a villain.
But she doesn't end up being a villain. So it's like I don't understand what their goal is for these villain origin movies.
If they're not going to be evil, if you want people to be sympathetic to them, then, like, they're just completely changing the characters.
Yes, that's what's really frustrating because I feel like Disney has the potential to make really great villain origin stories. If they just committed.
If they let them be evil.
Let them be evil by the time they get to the end. Like, that would be great. You could be on, like, Joaquin Phoenix Joker levels.
Sympathetic to them.
Yeah, it's just like you're missing so much opportunities. We don't want them to be good towards the end. We want them to be sympathetic villains. That's what makes a great villain, that you understand how they think and you can kind of understand where they come from.
If it's going to be a villain origin story.
Right. This could have been Joaquin Phoenix Joker levels great, even though I don't like Joker, but everyone loves Joker. But I think that's that type of mindset they could have done with these movies. They could have did that with Maleficent.
Disney, so obviously they're not going to do that.
Just,
Yeah.
And it's it's weird because, like, at the end of the movie, like, they're setting up what makes you think that this is a prequel to another 101 Dalmatians movie because they're setting all the pieces there.
Yeah, they have, like, Pongo and Perdita with Roger and Anita now.
Right.
But, like, they can't
They're not going to do that. Right.
Have her steal all of these dogs and try and skin them in the next movie.
Right.
With the way they've set this up.
If they do that, they're negating everything that they developed in this movie.
Yeah.
This movie's pointless. So it's like...
It's confusing.
It's really confusing.
I can't decide how I feel about it.
Right.
There's elements that are really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the plot is so convoluted.
Yeah, it's like... I commend them for trying to be different and trying to not do the typical autopilot that they've been doing with the other live-action remakes. They're actually trying to do something interesting with it. So I will say... In the broad scheme of things, this is one of the better Disney live-action remakes or reimaginings. But do I think they hit a mark? I don't think so.
Did this achieve what they were trying to do? I'm not sure.
Right. Would I put this on the level of the Cinderella live-action or the Jungle Book or... I don't know. Would I even put this on the same level as the original 101 Dalmatians?
Probably not.
So, yeah, I don't know.
No, it's still the best one.
Yeah. Though I will say it's better than the live-action movies and Patches Land Adventure. So, I mean...
So you're putting it in the second spot.
Yeah, second best. I'll give it that. I don't know how to feel about it either.
But, like, the plot, it's just the plot. It's just so... weird.
It's so weird. I thought after us talking this out...
I still can't decide how I feel about this movie.
How
do I even score this?
Right.
I have no idea.
Don't know.
How do I rank it? I do not know which rank this goes in. Because it's not, like, a terrible movie.
No.
You can't put it, like, in the bottom. It's not trash.
No.
Is it just okay? I don't know.
But there are moments in here that are...
Yeah. The portrayals, the actors are really good. The plot is terrible.
Right.
So where does it go?
You know what? Okay, I'll probably change my mind later, but I think this is where I'm going to set it. Overall, I will say that Cruella is barely pretty good. Just barely. Like, it's barely. On the... It's, like, right above the metric of just okay.
If it had a plot that made any sense, it could be in that category.
Right. But it's like, it's
It
just...
had a lot of really good elements to it.
Right. But it's like, yeah, it's just... You are one notch away from being just okay. You're pretty good. Like, there's enough effort in this movie with the direction and the acting and the cinematography.
Yeah, I think if you put it in pretty good, I'll put it in the one below and it'll balance out.
So you're like, it's a high, just okay.
Yeah. So I'll say just okay. It'll say pretty good, and then it'll balance it out between the two.
Yeah, I'm just conflicted, man.
And yeah, I don't know what to say about this.
Right. We wanted to like this.
We wanted to like it so bad because everyone was like, it's so good.
Right.
Like, you're gonna like it. It's like really great.
So I feel like
so
the soundtrack. Oh yes, we didn't talk about the soundtrack.
Really good.
It was really good.
Yeah, characters really good.
Mm-hmm. I thought I was going to be distracted by all the pop songs.
Character relationships,
yeah,
like
character
the
relationships.
dynamics, really good.
Yeah.
Plot, shit.
Yeah. I thought I would be distracted with all the pop songs, but they incorporate them really well.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, the characters, great. The interactions, great. The direction, great. The cinematography, great. The plot, the story is a mess. It's a mess. So yeah.
What do you guys think of Cruella?
Yes.
Are we crazy here?
Right. Just let us know what you think. Did you love it? Did you hate it?
Have we descended into madness?
Right.
Like Estella to Cruella.
I feel like I have talking about this review. Yeah, that's our thoughts.
Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.
Yes. Oh, I wonder how this is gonna go.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, so finally we finished the 101 Dalmatians franchise.
We wrapped it up until the sequel, whatever it's called, comes out. Disney, if you put Roman numerals as the L's, you owe me money.
Please don't do that, Disney. That's the stupidest thing ever do. I hate when they do that with titles, man. Maybe call it Cruella 2, just call it that. Or Cruella DeVille.
Or just DeVille. I think they would. Don't you?
But it wouldn't make sense with the marketing, because how would you market that? Like, will people know that that's a sequel to Cruella? I don't know.
I think they would.
You're giving casuals a little too much credit, but we'll see. We'll see what they do.
Anyway.
I don't know if they should do a sequel either.
Like, well, I don't even know what it's going to be about. What do you guys think the sequel is going to be about?
Yeah.
Because they can't make it 101 Dalmatians.
They can't.
They can't.
Like, this
would not possibly.
Right. This would have been okay if this was just a standalone thing. This was an Elseworld story. It was like a what if of Disney. What if Cruella was good, kinda. But no, they're trying to make sequels for this. Like,
well, you know how Disney is. They like their sequels.
I guess. Anyway, we have this, and then the Lion King prequel.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
And we already had Alice Through the Looking Glass, which we'll get to the Alice in Wonderland movies at some point. Oh, and Maleficent 2, they made a sequel to Maleficent. We'll talk about the Sleeping Beauty movies as well. But yeah, so what's the next franchise we'll be covering? I think we should cover Monsters, Inc.
Ooh.
Because Monsters at Work is on Disney+. So
I love Monsters, Inc.
Yeah, Monsters, Inc.'s really good. So
I used to watch that over and over as a kid.
Cool. But yeah, so I think that's the next one we'll be doing. Other Disney reviews will be coming really soon as well. We'll probably think of some Halloween themed stuff. We've been talking about doing Halloween stuff for October and maybe some holiday stuff when we get to December. But plenty more Disney stuff to come. If you guys enjoyed this review / rant / losing our mind, don't forget to
descent into insanity.
Yeah, don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit the bell if you want to be notified of future videos we'll be doing. But that's all we have for you Disney fans. We'll see you guys in the next one. Talk to you guys later. Bye bye. Oh boy.